Hello and welcome to Property Valuation. This course is meant to introduce the business student or the property student to the whole area of real estate valuation. Real estate valuation appears to be something fairly straightforward. Most people think that they've got a good idea of the value of their own house or perhaps the value of an office block or what have you. But to get a precise professional opinion which will be able to stand up in court is the work of a specialist professional. It turns out that property valuation is really the cornerstone of any professional activity that deals in property. And so once you have mastered some of these skills, you'll be able to move out into other areas where you use property, not just as a property valuer, but as a property developer, a property manager, a funds manager, facilities manager. In fact, quite a wide range of specialist jobs which are in the business community but require a particular understanding of the way that real estate works. Real estate is probably one of the most curious things in our economy today. In Australia, real estate is everyone's dream. Everyone wants to own their own home. Everyone believes that by doing that, somehow they're going to ensure their financial and economic security into the future. To be a property valuer means that you need to understand the psychology and the behaviour of the market and the people that are in it. And this is one of the issues that we begin to look at in this course. As well as that, we start to look at exactly how property valuers do actually put a reliable and robust valuation on the properties that they inspect and value. Turns out that there are a number of methods of doing it. Some of them are fairly straightforward, you'll find. Some of them can be enormously complicated and require quite high-powered computer modelling. We won't be doing very much of the high-powered computer modelling in this course. What we will be doing, though, is introducing you to the spectrum of methods that are available and also giving you the experience of valuing a residential property, which turns out to be one of the most straightforward to cut your teeth on. I think most people will find this course a very good introduction to property. If you are intending to become a property graduate, you may want to use this course as the foundation for your further valuation studies in statutory valuation, advanced valuation, and especially in rural valuation. If you're doing this course because you're pursuing a business degree, you may find that an understanding of property will help your skills in any business a little bit further. Because when you think about it, there's just about no human activity on earth that doesn't involve real estate in some way. And so while most of us might think of real estate as being the forte of the local real estate agent, once we scratch a little bit deeper, we find that every shop, every factory, every farm is located on a block of land. And the value and the management of that block of land and the improvements on it can be a very important part in managing the profitability of the businesses that are on it. And there is this complex interplay between them. While we won't be covering all of these issues in this course, at least hopefully we'll be able to whet your appetite and show you the way that property is a little bit more complicated than simply the elementary notions of supply and demand that most people think are the be-all and end-all of economics. One of the other curious things about real estate, and we're going to be looking at this as we move through into the theoretical the theoretical modules, is that real estate is one of the most peculiar items traded in the economy because it has no real cost of production, at least the land component. While the houses may require, or the factories may require, builders and tradesmen and so on to put them together, the land itself is something that we've simply inherited from the past in some way. And yet, in many markets, especially in the major cities, the land component becomes the most important and most valuable. We'll be showing you the way that it's actually the land component that increases in value, even as we sleep, whereas the built component behaves the way that anything else does. Eventually it becomes less and less valuable to the point where most people would prefer to see a bulldozer run through an old decrepit house or an old warehouse or factory than try and actually occupy it themselves. This complexity with real estate makes it an extremely interesting asset to study from an economics point of view, because it has one component that, at least in Australia, is perceived to be the most robust investment asset available, and on the other, the improvements are in some way all the time wearing out, needing improvement, and to a certain extent they determine the kind of tenants that you might have as an investor. I hope that you do find some of these issues of interest. Many people who have done this course have gone off to very satisfying and important careers in the property area, not just as valuers, as we've gone over, but also you will find that even for your personal life, a good understanding of property value and the dynamics behind it is very important in securing your own future.